today's topic is stacks. So, stack is a data structure of homogeneous data elements in which elements can be inserted and deleted from one and all. So, first, what is stack? So, if you see in the picture, there is a stack of trays, there is a stack of pennies, there is a stack of shoe boxes, there is a stack of shirts. So in all these stacks, either you can pick the tray, the penny, the shoebox or the shirt from the top of the stack, or you can place all these items at the top of the stack. Deleting or placing element in between is not allowed in the case of stacks. So a stack is an ordered group of homogeneous items of elements. So homogeneous, same type of elements. Second thing, elements are added to and removed from the top of the stack. The most recently added items are at the top of the stack. All those items that are added recently are at the top of the stack, are at the top of the stack, are at the top of the stack. The last element to be added is the first to be removed. So the last element that we inserted is the first to be removed. So these type of structures are called LIFO structures. Last in, first out. The items that are inserted in the last are the first to be taken out. A proper definition of the stack. The first definition is a stack is a list of elements in which an element may be inserted or deleted only at one end. That is called the top of the stack. So the stacks are called LIFO structures. That is last in, first out structures. The second definition says a stack is a data structure of ordered items, ordered 1, 2, 3, 4. There is some order, such that items can be inserted and removed only at one end. So we are stressing that the items are removed only from one end. The elements are homogeneous elements, ordered items, all these things are there. So the item that is last in is the first to be taken. How the stacks can be implemented in the memory, in the computer memory. So there are two ways to implement the stacks in a programming language. So programming language के अंदर we can implement the stacks in two ways. The first one is static implementation, or we can say array implementation. The second one is dynamic implementation or pointer implementation, or we can say linked list implementation. So in this lecture, we discuss only static implementation or array implementation. When we discuss linked list, after that, we discuss the implementation of stack through pointer implementation or dynamic implementation. So static implementation or array implementation of the stack. So stacks will be maintained by a single dimensional array, as you are watching in this figure. Are you seeing in this figure? The name of that array, we can say it is a stack. A variable called top, we also need a variable that is named top. which contain the index or location of the top element of the stack. So two things we needed. The first one is a single dimensional array having some name and a variable, integer variable called top that contains the location of the top element of the stack. We also have a variable max stack which contains the value, that is the maximum number of elements that can be held by the stack. So maximum numbers. So we declare this max stack as a constant. So it tells us the maximum number of elements that can be held by the stack. So as seen in the figure, there is an array of 11 elements, that is the value of max stack is 11. 5 elements are already inserted into the array, so the value of top is 4. So when the stack is full or when the stack is empty, if top equal to -1, then it will show that the stack is empty. Why not it is when the top is 0? Because in C there is a 0 index and we have one element placed at a 0 index. So when the value of top is equal to -1, it may be -1, it may be anything else, minus, but it is minus, not plus, then we indicate that the stack is empty. If top is equal to max stack -1, max stack is 11, total element that a stack can held up to index number 10. So when top is max stack -1, we say the stack is full, no more elements can be added into the stack. So what are the different operations that can be performed on the stacks? So we can create a stack. We can check whether the stack is empty. We can check whether the stack is full. We can push an element onto the stack. We can pop an element. Pushing means inserting an element into the stack. Popping means deleting an element from the stack. We can pop an element from the stack. We can read the top element of the stack. We can print the entire stack, that is traversing of stack. We can clear the entire stack, that is we can remove all the elements of the stack by using an algorithm. So all these operations we will perform in the coming slides. So first, how the stack can be declared, that is a declaration of a stack in C. Because stack is not a built-in data structure, the C provides facilities to create stack type of data structure, so we can declare the stack in C. So a stack may be declared as a structure containing two objects. I have already told you, that is a single dimensional array and a top variable. So a single dimensional array to hold the elements of the stack, and an integer variable which will indicate the position of the top element of the stack within the array. So in C, the declaration looks like define max stack 200. So we have declared max stack as a constant and its value is 200. Then we declare a structure named stack having two items. The first one is item, which is an array and its length is max stack, that is it can accommodate 200 elements in it, and there is a variable top of type integer. So this structure is terminated by a semicolon. So this is a declaration of a stack. Actual stack is not created till now. So how we create a stack? So creation of a stack. The code shown on the previous slide is just the declaration of the stack data structure. It is not the creation of the stack. It is just the declaration of the stack data structure. Such as the existence of int, float or character itself does not create variables. Similarly, existence of a stack data type user defined does not create variables itself. So we have int data type, we have float data type, we have character data type, but until or unless we declare variables of that type, these are not created in itself. So we have to create int variables, float variables, character. So similarly, we have create stack variables. So we have to declare a variable of this type, which is the actual stack. So that variable that which we declare as stack type is the actual stack. So for example, struct stack sp. So sp is a variable of stack type which is a structure. So sp is our actual stack. So this statement creates an actual stack whose name is sp. Here sp is a variable of type stack which is a structure. Now check whether the stack is empty. So we are checking whether the stack is empty. We are writing an algorithm that returns us true or false boolean valued. Whether if the stack is empty, it returns true. If the stack is not empty, it returns false. In C, if we return 1, it is true. If we return 0, it is false. So to check whether stack is empty or not, we will check the condition whether sp.top equal to -1. I have already told you that if top is equal to -1, it means stack is empty. Sp is a stack and we are checking the item of, we are checking sp's item variable top. So how it can be checked? It is checked through dot operator. So sp.top, if sp.top is equal to -1, then we say the stack is empty. The following function empty sp returns the value 1 if the stack is empty and 0 if the stack is not empty. So we have empty name function which is returning integer value. We are passing a stack variables address which is a type of structure, and we are passing this value to ls. Now we are checking if ls top equal to -1. If ls top equal to -1, if ls top is equal to -1, then we return 1, else we return 0. From the main function sp, we are passing the value of sp to ls. Now in this function we are using ls. So you can't say that we have not used sp in this function because we are passing the value of the address of sp to whom? To ls. So here ls is a pointer to the structure and will contain the address of the stack sp. We can call this empty function in any other function or in the main function of by using the statement if empty ampersand sp. So the address of sp is shifted or is copied to ls. ठीक है जी. So next operation, check whether the stack is full. So now we have to check whether sp.stack is ls top equal to max stack -1. If the value of, or you can say top equal to max stack -1. If top is equal to max stack -1, then we say stack is full. So the function stack full checks this by using the statement if ls top equal to max stack minus 1. So this arrow is a dereferencing operator. It is used in case of pointers to access the structures variable through variable ls. We will use this dereferencing operator, that is arrow. So if ls top equal to max stack minus 1, then we say stack is full. So the complete function is, we have stack full name function which is returning integer value. We are passing address of stack, actual stack, to ls, which is of type stack and which is a structure. So if ls top equal to max stack minus 1, then we return 1, else we return 0. This function stack full ls returns 1 if the stack is full, and returns 0 if the stack is not full or we have some space to accommodate some elements. So this is how we can check whether the stack is full or not. Now, pushing an element onto a stack. So we have to push an element onto the stack, but before pushing an element, we have to check whether there is a space to accommodate the incoming element into the stack. If the stack is already full, so it is not possible to insert an element into the stack. So first we check if the stack is full, we display an overflow message, otherwise we will add the element into the stack. So the operation of adding an element onto the stack means pushing an element onto the stack. Before pushing an element onto the stack, we first test whether there is a room or space in the stack for the element. If there is no space, then it means the stack is full, so we print the overflow message, that is, the stack is overflowing. It is not possible to insert or to push an element onto the stack. So the following statement will check the overflow condition, that is, if top equal to max stack minus 1. When the value of top is equal to max stack minus 1, then we say the stack is overflow or full, and it is not possible to insert an element onto the stack. So this is the algorithm for pushing an element onto the stack. This function will push an element onto the stack if there is some space to accommodate that element. Otherwise, it will print the message stack overflow. So we have push named, a function named push, which is returning nothing. We are passing two things. One is the address of the stack, another one is the element that we want to push into the stack. So there are two ways to check whether the stack is full or not. First thing, we say if ls top equal to max stack minus 1, if ls top is equal to max stack minus 1, either we write this statement, or if a stack full ls, we are calling stack full function. In this function, in this push function, we are calling another function, that is stack full. Either you write this statement or you write this statement, the answer is same. So if ls top equal to max stack minus 1, or if stack full ls, either it true, if it returns true, that is stack is full, we print stack is overflowing and we exit from the program. Otherwise, if it returns false, that is it returns 0, then we first, when we are inserting the element, first we have to increment the top, then we can insert the element. Before pushing the element, we have to increment the top. So ls top plus plus, we are incrementing the top G, then ls item ls top equal to ele. So आइटम नाम के अरे के अंदर ls जिसको पॉइंट कर रहा है, आइटम नाम के अरे के अंदर, आइटम नाम के अरे के अंदर टॉप पोजीशन के ऊपर, टॉप हमने ऑलरेडी इंक्रीमेंट कर दिया है और वो ब्लैंक स्पेस को टॉप ब्लैंक स्पेस को इंडिकेट करने लग गया है, उस स्पेस पे हमने क्या इंसर्ट कर दिया, एलिमेंट इंसर्ट कर दिया। ठीक है जी। सो दिस इज हाउ वी कैन पुश एन एलिमेंट ऑन टू दी स्टैक। नेक्स्ट इज popping an element from the stack. We are deleting an element from the stack. So in this case, first we have to check whether there is an element in the stack that can be deleted. If the stack is already empty, then we print underflow message. That is, there is no element to be deleted. If there is some element to be deleted, then we remove, delete or pop the element. So the operation of removing or deleting an element from the stack means popping an element from the stack. Before popping an element from the stack, we first test whether there is an element in the stack to be deleted. If there is no such element, then underflow. So we check whether the stack is empty. If the stack is empty, we print the message underflow. If it returns false, that stack is not empty, then the condition of underflow can be checked by testing whether the stack is empty. So see how it can be done. So we have a function named pop, which is returning integer value. We are passing the address of stack to this pop function. So we are checking if ls top equal to -1, we are checking whether the stack is empty. Either we can do this through this statement or we can do this through this. If empty ls, we are calling empty function in this pop function. These two, this one and this one, are almost same functions, same pop functions. Just difference is here we are writing the statement that is ls top equal to -1, and here we are calling empty function in this pop function. So if it returns true, then we print the statement stack underflow and return 0, that is integer value. That is, the insertion is unsuccessful. Else, if you have to delete the element, pop the element, first you have to take the element from the stack, then you have to decrement the top. In case of insertion, first you have to increment the top, then you can insert the element. In case of popping, you have to decrement the top later on, but first take the value of stack. So return ls item ls top minus. So this statement first returns the item from the stack ls indicated by top, then it decrements top by 1. So it is a little bit cryptic statement, but you can understand this once you start writing C programs. Now the next algorithm is reading the top element of the stack. So we have to just print the value of the location indicated by top, that is reading the top element of the stack. So we have top ele now function named top ele that returns the value of the stack pointed to by the top. Before returning the value, we will check for the stack underflow, which is accomplished by calling empty function. So before returning the top value, we check whether there is some value or not. That can be done through the empty function, or we can write if top equal to -1, then it also indicates that the stack is empty. So we have a function named top ele, which is returning integer value. We are passing the address of stack to this top ele function. So first of all, we are calling empty function and passing it the address of ls. If empty ls, if it returns true, then we print stack underflow and return the 0. It means the function top ELE is unsuccessful. Otherwise, we return ls item, ls top. We return the value indicated by top in the array item, that is a stack. Clear hai ji? In this case, we are not decrementing the value of top because we are just reading the top element. We are not deleting the top element of the stack. Clearing the stack, that is, the function clears function named clears or zap is clearing everything from the stack. Zap the stack using a single statement. एक single statement use करके हम stack को clear कर सकते हैं. This can be done by using the statement top equal to -1. Top equal to -1. If the top contains -1, it is not possible to access any element from the stack. Clear है जी? If top contains -1, it is not possible to access any element from the stack. Elements are there, but the value of top is -1, so we cannot access any element from the stack. Thank you. आज के लिए इतना ही.